Okay, so most of those CRMs handle our fundraising, right? The point of a list is to use it, right? And whether that means sending those emails or asking for money. Um, Too many greens have lists, but they don't use them or they underutilize them, right? Even in my own state party, um, our regular contact with our members through our email lists kind of varies, right? Sometimes we'll be regularly contacting them, and then there will be lulls. It kind of depends on who's taking on that role and their energy and availability level. But we can't build, we can't grow, we can't win without reaching out to people and bringing them to the party. So the point of a list is to use it. Um, your campaign should be contacting supporters regularly, um, both about ways to learn about your campaign and to get involved, right? So sometimes that means, hey, this event is coming up. Sometimes that means, hey, we just put out this press release on this issue in our community. Sometimes that means, hey, give us money, please. Even if you have a mass of active volunteers, like I said, serious campaigns cost money. Without fun and without fundraising, how can you pay for these systems we're talking about? You need at least a little bit of money to get it rolling. And Greens, they have this aversion to fundraising and engaging with their base and new supporters actively and regularly. And it's something we have to get over. We've got to get over it. Um, the marketing person that I worked with on the campaign, on the Hawkins Walker campaign, said that at a minimum 20% of your messaging on social media and on email marketing should be direct donation asks. Social media, we were a little below that, and that was intentional, but email, almost every email should at least have a donate page or a donate button, but then some of them should just be, we need your money, help us do X, Y, and Z. Um, I often hear about this mythical other type of campaign in the Green Party, this no money campaign. But in my experience, I've never seen one that's serious, and I've never seen one that's effective. Right? If you don't have any money, how are you gonna book the hall to have your event? How are you gonna print walk cards? So what a no money campaign leads us to is privileged candidates who can self-fund themselves, right? Which is not a democratic way to do it. You want to have a campaign, and it's why you see progressive Democrats like Bernie Sanders bragging about their small donor numbers versus someone like Biden, right? Having those small donors means that you have the support of the common people, and it provides a level of democracy and accountability in theory to your campaign. So maybe someday, and the other thing, as I said earlier, that no money campaign is going to be completely based on exploitation. It's going to require everyone that engages with it to do the work for free. So if you want t-shirts, instead of going and buying t-shirts from somewhere, the no money campaign is going to have someone sitting in a basement with a silk screen, breathing in fumes, sweating, and doing it, right? So, and there's nothing wrong with DIY, right? We can have DIY campaigns, but you still need to have some funding. And you really, as Greens, need to get away from this aversion. One of my proud points with the 2020 campaign is that we were about middle of the road when it comes to votes. Comparing all Green presidential campaigns, we were about dead middle in terms of how many votes we got. That's without even factoring in, the extreme conditions under which the 2020 campaign happened, right? We couldn't campaign. We couldn't go out in person. We couldn't have fundraisers. And we were facing Trump. People thought anyone but Bush in 2004, after Nader got accused of spoiling it, was bad. It was nothing like anyone but Trump. And in 2016, the Democrats tried to elevate our campaign of Stein Baraka, where they got on CNN, they got on NPR, they got on mainstream media. And I think the hope was that they could get them up there and they could cut them down. But instead, what they did was they found out that our policies are really popular. So in 2020, what we saw was a complete blackout. Mainstream media wouldn't talk to us. Even NPR, public radio, would not even give us the time of day. I think C-SPAN was about one of the only major outlets that we regularly got covered on, and a big part of that was because of Crystal Ball and Rising, because of one show on C-SPAN. So back to what I'm proud of, we face these incredible conditions which have never been, and COVID, right? COVID obviously threw a wrench in 2020. So we face these incredible conditions. We were about middle of the road in terms of vote, but we were the best campaign in Green Party history in terms of dollars raised per vote. We were incredibly efficient with our money. And so then a big part of it was we were asking about it. We were asking for it, and we were focusing on how we would use it.